All right. Okay. So Mr. Lloyd's trying something new here. As you see, you got the first person view of Mr. Lloyd going on. I want to talk about how we're going to take notes here, guys. And I'm going to tell you this right now. First off, okay, these notes are for you. I will be asking you to turn them in so I can help hold you accountable for those notes. Okay. But for the time period, I want you to, however you take notes best, however you help like retain that information, that's up to you. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple different strategies that you guys can go ahead and do. All right. And then we are going to go from there. Okay. So first thing I want to point out, guys, this is one way of taking notes. This is a traditional way of doing it. I will share this with you. All right. But this is just kind of doing it by Roman numerals. Okay. So the nice thing about the AMSCO is that it is easily chunked up into like nice clean subheadings. Okay, so the first thing I would do is I would label your notes. Okay, always start off. Okay, so we are time period 2, 1607 to 1754, chapter 2, the 13 colonies and the British Empire. Okay, so I would make sure you have that information. Now, in your AMSCO, you're always going to have a piece of it, okay, that is going to be before any headings. This is the introduction. All right, and this should not be skipped because this is going to be what we're going to call a contextualization statement. All right, this is what's going to give you the necessary information to understand what's going on in the rest of the chapter. Okay, so please, please, please do not skip this. Okay, so what I have done is I just made its own Roman numeral introduction. Okay, and then I just kind of summarize what I see here. Okay, so one of the main things it's emphasizing is that the British colonies were established by charters. Okay, and then we had 3 different types of charters. Okay, and it goes to illustrate corporate, royal, and proprietary. Now, again, all right, these notes are for you. Okay, so I want you to think about yourself in the future. Think about May AP student, whoever you are. All right, in May AP student, if you're going to see corporate, royal, and proprietary, and you're going to know exactly what those are, sweet. Good job. I'm proud of you. Okay. But otherwise, maybe just give enough information that you're going to know what it's going to be. Okay. So if we look at corporate, okay, so we're operated by joint stock companies, at least during the colony's early years. Okay. So I might put associated with business, royal. 1623, we're under the direct authority of the rule of the king of government. Okay. So directly under the thumb of the king. And the proprietary, Maryland, Pennsylvania, were under these authorities, granted charters of ownership by the king. Okay, so proprietary means they owned it. Okay, so you have proprietary rights to something. Maybe you guys that are on YouTube are familiar with that term. That's something that comes up there. Okay, from there, again, these nice clean headings, if we look at this, okay, so early English settlements, okay, nice, big, bold, all right, and then we have our subheadings underneath that, and that's exactly how I've set up our notes over here. Okay, so again, now this is really important because in this class, especially in this model where I'm only seeing you guys 3 days a week, okay, you are going to be responsible for getting this content largely yourself. So it's important. I'm going to give you guys a lot of reading, and you might not read this word for word, but the important thing is to skim this and find what is that important information. Okay, so in this, okay, so early English settlements. Okay, I'm going through my notes. Okay, I'm looking at my book here. In the early 1600s, England was finally in position to colonize the lands. John Cabot, by defending a large Spanish, gained reputation of major naval power. Okay, England's population was growing rapidly while the community was depressed. The number of poor landlords will increase. Opportunities in Americas. Okay, so the key thing that I'm taking away from this, and this is another way that you can take notes, guys, and annotating. And this is what I do for my college classes, and this is what you'll do in your own college classes. All right, is one thing that I'm seeing here is that England has gained a reputation as a major naval power. Okay, that's going to be a crucial piece of information, and that's going to be a crucial piece of information for the rest of American history. The other thing I'm seeing here is, okay, England's population was growing. Okay, so if we think about the geography of England, why is that an issue? It's because it's an island. Okay, that's problematic. Okay, all right, the number of poor landless people increased. Okay, and those people are going to find refuge into the New World, opportunities in the Americas. Okay, a joint stock company pooled the savings of many investors, thereby spreading the risk. Thus, the colonies in North America were able to attract large numbers of English settlers. Okay, so all you need from that paragraph, okay, and again, this is going to be whatever key information you find in it. Okay, I'm going to make this a small letter because this is not a major subheading. Is that British England gained reputation as a naval power, increasing number of poor and landless sought opportunity in Americas. Okay, that's the key thing for that. Okay, and then I would also say that some of those are going to be a financial risk. Okay, a joint stock company. Thus, the colony's North Atlantic coast were able to attract large numbers of English settlers. Okay, so I would recommend as you're reading, okay, you bought this book. Okay, even if you borrowed a book from me, write in it. I don't care. Okay. All right. And the person that gets this after you is going to appreciate that you underlined and we're looking for those key information. Okay. So if you're squeamish about writing a book, please don't be. Okay. That's why I asked you guys to purchase one. Okay. All right. And that's what you're going to do is just kind of pulling that key information as you go. And you're going to continue this as this goes here. Now, again, we have our clear subheadings, early problems, transition to rural colonies, Plymouth and Massachusetts Bay. All right, so you can continue in that way. All right. The last thing I'm going to add here, guys, as I'm probably running out of time on the Screencastify, is that if you would like to handwrite these, totally fine. If you have a completely different system of doing this, all right, maybe it's something that you learned when you were younger, something that works for you, that's cool too. Okay. But what I should get out of these notes from you, whether they're handwritten, whether they're typed, okay? I would even be fine if you did like audio notes, like if you took notes of key parts, okay? Be creative, okay? But what I'm going to be looking for is evidence that you've read the chapters, okay? Because that's going to be essential to our success. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please, please, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. This is Mr. Loyd, aka D Money. Check you guys on the flip side.